And
All
here we
right.
go, going into game number one of this awesome tournament with Puppy Paw spawning in the southern side of Basin.
And oh my god, he's going for the immediate gold with 6 villagers. Well, have you seen that before? Because I sure as hell didn't. Is he worried
Um,
about Delhi aggression in the Dark Age?
it could be an early wheelbarrow play. Um, I'm not really for sure. My guess is going to be an early wheelbarrow. That way you can be a little bit greedier, but no, instead he actually just says, all right, I'm going to grab up all of my gold. It's right here next to the berry patch. I'm not going to waste any idle time. As you notice, those starting villagers were able to just immediately hit the sheep next to it. He dropped the gur, and he's just saving himself some time as far as those
Yeah,
earlier villagers.
that's just a lot of walking time he just saved on, which I usually don't do. And I definitely should bet going. But on the other hand, Mongols are not on the wood, so we don't see any Dark Age aggression.
Exactly. And, will we see that kind of be a detriment to the Mongol player, or will Puppy just transition it, put a little pressure into feudal age, and then get up to castle like we would expect and like we know the Mongols love? Except, as I say that, the Mongols' meta's changed a little bit. It's changed in the way of trading. The silver tree is really what I expect to be dropped here. Should be dropped right here next to the town center. He can start his double trade. But what Puppy has done in the past couple of games that I've seen is he only invests in like 2 or 3 traders and then gets to that castle like I was talking about.
I feel like that's what people usually do as the Mongols. Just you double produce once or twice, and then you pack up your silver tree and run it to the corner, so you get that big drop off once, and that propels you to Castle Age pretty much. And
Exactly.
then you don't really have to care about the safety of your trade, because the first timing is so hard to stop of those first 2 or 4 traders that you're safe home pretty much.
Exactly. And so, yeah, this early game, we're just kind of chilling out, scouting around the map, picking up those sheep. It's exactly what, you'd expect this early game to be. But the question's going to be, is Delhi going to go up with Tower of Victory or Dome of the Faith? As we already see, Puppy going up with Silver Tree right on next to that gold vein. Very, very, very quick age up timing here. And it's immediately going to be able to get some of those traders out and onto the map.
Yeah, that's a sick age up timing. I mean, he only has, I say, he only has 4 on the landmark right now, but still, like, he started that age up at 240? That's,
Yeah.
wow. Meanwhile, Beastie is almost up, needs 15 more food, and then we'll see if he goes for the TOV staying power in Feudal, or if he's going for the possibly faster Dome of the Faith for potentially a faster Castle Age.
And there is the Dome of the Faith. So on its way on up, it will be those cheaper scholars and not that more, kind of extra buff to your infantry units with 15%, 20%, 15%, whatever it is, attack speed coming on in. Beastie
Right.
scouts out the silver tree though. So what is his reaction right now? As the Delhi, you're like, I need to pressure that, but we talked about it earlier. He needs to get his techs in. He's not even but a quarter of the way up to Dome of the Faith, so he can't drop a stables. He can't drop these mobile units to start to try to deny the trade.
Yeah, like the fastest thing he could react is like he needs 4 more wood to drop a barracks, and there it is. And the barracks has one problem and one opportunity for him, because these infantry units take a long time to cross the map. But when they're there, they can actually wall in the neutral market.
Yep, and Puppy Paw immediately dropping an archery range. This is what we will see the Mongols do anyways when they go into this Silver Tree and Feudal. They invest more into that archer ball to defend up some trade a little bit, just kind of help out any of those spears that we might see coming out. It's Mangadai. So Puppy Paw just going for that early mobility. He knows that Delhi wants to spread across the map a little bit, wants to get these different sacred sites, and will have to spread to try to be aggressive to his trade. So the mobility of these Mangadai are going to be the key. Pros that are just able to use this mobility, the Mangadai, they can never really be touched if you utilize them efficiently with the YAM network that you can end up getting as well.
Yeah, these spearmen that are gonna cross the map right now, they're basically dead men walking if Puppy spots them out. First two
Scout for
traders are
Beast-
on the way.
Yep,
Second
and
double production is on. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Scout for BC's going to circle back around and see how much Puppy's investing into this trade, as well as what reaction for military buildings are. First two traders are going to come back. I'm going to guess like 58. Oh my God, it's way worse than that. Oh.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, and the silver tree is packed and he's moving it away. So this number is gonna go up. Like, I don't think the tooltip updates until they drop off or until the silver tree unpacks again, but the actual gold income does update.
Yes, it does. And so Puppypaw will immediately make that first trade route so efficient. And this is why it's so hard to stop this Mongol early on. Is Puppy's already the one putting the pressure. Puppy's the one utilizing that mobility. He already took down a spearman right as it came out on the other side. He started to pressure out the gold on the other side, forcing villagers off of gold. Yet he's the one who has these traders that are going to just be able to boom back up once his silver tree is put back down, and picks up a villager off of the berries as well.
Yeah, he actually gets one. Like, Feudal Age Mangudai don't do that much damage, but, well, that was just on the edge of the screen. But he can't afford to go anywhere near the town center because they are so squishy.
Yeah, the problem for BC, though, is the longer this keeps happening, more and more villagers will get damaged, and Puppypaw's trade is paying off. But look at what Beasty has done. He sneaks a spearman out through the map, and he is walling off the market. Once that neutral market gets walled off, it's going to be close to impossible, or it will be impossible for Puppy to trade with that. He might have to go to the north side, but that was closer to Beasty's base.
Yeah, that's like a really awkward spot for the trade post to be in as well, because these wood lines just make it so much easier to wall this off. On the other hand, the silver tree is unpacked in the corner, and now it's 152 drop off.
Yeah, that's a big difference in Puppy. He only invested into 4 traders. He's not booming on up. He's not, over investing into this because he knows.
Look at Puppy's gold right now.
Yeah, exactly.
First,
and Puppy,
second, fourth.
And there it is, enough for Castle Age with those 4 traders, and he knows he doesn't need to over-invest into it. He actually stopping that spearman from fully walling off the market. He's already brought a villager over, and he's chopped out a spot for his traders to go on through as well. So wall has been denied. Beasty building up his horseman numbers to go try to deny that trade, but Puppy, he's fine with it already. His 4 traders have already paid off what they've invested into it. He's not investing in more because he knows trade's only worth it if you can defend that trade, and so now he's investing to defend it.
Yeah, it's even a question if he has to do that. Like, this trade has paid for itself twice over already. He has enough gold to go to Castle Age whenever he pleases, so the question is he gonna play extended feudal and try to defend these sacred sites? Or is he just gonna leg it up to Castle Age and see to get maybe a little bit more out of his traders?
Yep. Beasty going ahead, capping up that first sacred site, moving out to the middle sacred site. He has transitioned into archers himself. Is going to get walls around the middle sacred site to give himself that long-term gold. And the archers are going to be the perfect counter to everything that Puppy has out right now in the sense of his Mangudai and the few spearmen that are moving forward.
Yeah, I don't think Puppy saw the archer set. I mean, he has now because they are at home and he just ran his Mangudai in there. But these spears were the reaction on the horseman. And let's see. Okay, Beasty's gonna lose that horseman.
They snagged the horseman. More importantly, the scholars are what needs to stay alive. Archers fall back. They're going to build themselves a gate and then try to finish out the other side. But Puppypaw, he's circling around with 5 Mangudai. There's only 4 archers and a scholar. The key is if he would be able to focus down and kill the scholars in time.
Yeah, I don't think he will because there's 2 scholars and the healing is just too much. Feudal Age Mangudai are really that strong.
No, they are not, and Beastyqt is starting to finish up that wall, but Puppy's second route of traders are about to pass his town center mark. There's 4 horsemen on the way, ready and waiting to try to deny that secondary trip, and Puppy's slower infantry units are not over there escorting the trade, nor has he spotted out those traders yet, or horsemen yet.
Yeah, the horsemen are going for the traders now, and let's see how many can make it through. The distance is... Okay, Puppy just immediately breaks off.
Yep, pulls back the traders, knows they're not going to be able to get through, stay alive. Beasty does a good job circling around one of them, gets a pick of one of them, and now Puppy reacts and starts to escort that trade a little bit, bring his spears, bring his archers forward, and Mangadai still circling around, seeing if they can find damage, but ran into a set of archers and will lose one of those Mangadai.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you look at Puppy's age up, he's almost to castle age, and what's he gonna go for? He has 2 stables, 1 barracks, 1 archery. What's its timing gonna be?
Yeah, it's going to be the double Lancer production as always. One of the things I always feel like people question is like, why do you go with Stepford out if he's going to trade? It's because you're not always guaranteed that trade. As we just saw, those traders just got denied. He wants guaranteed gold coming in, and he wants a lot of it because the Mongols can utilize that gold so effectively. PuppyPaw killing out some reinforcements with those Mangadai, barely able to take down one of those archers as the Scholar's healing it, but traders pick up another route, and he is getting non-stop gold in from the Stepford out, and the outpost upgrade has proven to be efficient, spotting out the initial forward movement of Beasty, who is about to go for Puppy's sacred site.
That's a pretty big push, though. That's 14 archers, 3 horsemen, 5 scholars, so there's only 3 lancers right now. Let's see if these scholars can out-heal that. Okay, Beasty's not actually going to fight them.
Couple of the horsemen have gotten taken out. PuppyPaw trying to transition into focus on top of the scholars, splitting up some of this aggro a little bit, but just how you said, those lancers not too effective, but have taken out 1 scholar, just take out a 2nd scholar. They took out a few of the horsemen, but he needs to focus the scholars, as if he is able to thin out that number, that will allow him to take down everything else. And his Khan and Mangadai are also picking off some of the reinforcing ones.
Beautiful micro here from Beasty, but I think he's just gonna be outmatched here.
Yeah, it just is one of those things. The first 2 lancers you can kind of deal with. You're like, oh, that didn't trade too bad. But then as the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 come in, it just proves to be so much harder for you, as he is now down to just 1 scholar left with that forward mass and just a few more of those archers, which are sure to just be absolutely slaughtered.
Yeah, and at the same time, Beasty was attacking the trade again. Just been cleaned up, but Puppy lost, I think, 3. Yeah, he lost.
He only
3
has
more
1
traders.
trader left. One trader left, but Horseman raid has been cleared. And just how you said from the very start, Puppy's fine with those traders. They already paid off. Beasty's going up with the compound of the defender and is very vulnerable right now. Puppy immediately heading over to his side of the map with some of those lancers with that con to get vision to spot this out, and can immediately try to get some aggression down on Beasty.
Yeah, this is his timing. He needs to do damage right now, because Beasty still has 2 sacred sites kept, and they are wall off, so it's gonna take some time to regain these, and this is just free resources for the deli.
Yep, another scholar though picked off. You know, Beasty wants to grab up these relics. It's typically what the deli want to do right when they hit castle. They already have scholars out, grab up all these relics. Beasty jumps inside the outpost near, but some of those fools have to run on home, and they have led him to the compound of the defender.
No.
Those are 4 lancers there. This isn't a joke. This isn't a small raid coming in. Lancers do so much damage.
Yeah, he's gonna lose 4 or 5 villagers here for sure. And then his economy is gonna be idled. Like, these lancers have free reign here basically. There's nothing to stop them right now. And what's the Q looking for Beasty? He is going for crossbows as we speak, and his lancers of his own.
Crossbows, but the problem with the crossbows is he will need a decent number of those before they are effective. And if the lancers just dive on the production as they pop out, it will still continue to compound this problem. Another raid coming in on the wood line. One of the crossbows being focused. Those villagers popping back out, trying to go grab some resources, as it looks like PuppyPaw's little bit of a raid mass has been cleared up in a sense, but Puppy, he's up 6 eco, and he's dead even on the military right now.
Yeah, this was a little bit of a disaster for Beasty, but on the plus side for him, he's grabbing relics as we speak, and he still has those 2 sacred sites ticking away that translate to, I'd say, probably the 6 village difference he has here.
Yep.
But it does not, what's the word, compensate for the idle time he has caused here.
I was about to say, where is he going to be getting food from? Puppypaw dives in on the berries at the north, dives in on the berries at the south, just causing more and more idle time for Beasty at this food. But Beasty still has 8 villagers over on the deer that have not been spotted out. If those got spotted out, he would be full idled off of food.
Yeah, that's not a situation you want to be in as a deli. Does he have a market, by the way, Beasty? Do you have a market? Let's find out. He does not right now, which, I usually use the sacred side as a crutch, because the gold income is nice and trickling.
BC going heavy onto the stone. He's planning on dropping a keep here soon with that compound of the defender. You know, that is going to be his game plan. Lancers, a few of those still getting picked out by that crossbow mass. So Puppy not having the best trades, and Beasty's army all of a sudden has a 10 count lead on Puppypaws. Doesn't necessarily have the value with it, with you know, all of those units, as the crossbows aren't quite as expensive as all the lancers, and he has scholars as well. But 4 relics have been secured by Beasty.
I'm a little bit worried for Puppy here, because behind all of this, he had a window of opportunity to mass up his trade again and get a huge economic advantage. He did not. He's just massing up Lancers, and Lancers historically don't trade too well into mass crossbows.
No, they don't. The problem with massing up that trade is BC has continued to send horsemen and continued to send lancers to the trade line just to see if there's anything there, which he's delighted to find that there isn't anything there. But what Beasty would find that problem is if, you know, Puppy just defends this up and trades the units into Beasties like he is, then Puppy's military numbers will start to climb. But instead, Puppy's been trying to raid, been throwing away unit after unit, but slowly kind of eking out some eco.
Yeah, Puppy's gonna have to make the mobility work for him here. He has to get some efficient raids in, where the crossbows are not there at the moment.
3 lancers still just attempting sitting in that trade line. Beasties, you know, click them back and forth, just waiting to see, but nothing there. Still onto the deer, has moved out further onto the map a little bit, building some outposts, giving him some extra vision, kind of acting like he is playing Mongols, although he is not.
And here come the villagers moving forward. Are they gonna drop a keep in the middle of the map? Or do you think they're gonna keep the face?
I think it's going to be more of a keep in the middle of the map, kind of reclaiming some of this control on this just centralized territory. But I mean, the hard part would be is if he moves forward with the crossbow mass, he will be able to escort this out, and it's going to be hard for Puppy to dive on with only 23 lancers and the crossbows. But those villagers currently just sitting there waiting, and they are waiting on some of those crossbows to move up. Beasty diving onto the main town center of Puppypaw, getting a couple of those damages. But look at Puppypaw on the backside. He has also circled one of those mini crossbow masses with his lancer mass and absolutely slaughters all of those crossbows.
Yeah, that's a huge win for Puppy. Nice catch out, and Beasty taps out. Wow.
I mean, I guess BC just realized he wasn't going to be able to come out of that, wasn't going to be able to hold that many lancers after losing that crossbow mass. You might say, yeah, but the military numbers were basically even. Well, Puppy had 30 lancers. Beasty had a mix of lancers and crossbows. It is not the same by any means.
15 lancers in front of the Delhi base, and there was nothing between them and the villages.
Yep, so good game.